How about you quiet down those conversations by making another movie? So then, of course, now you make Schindler's List, which is a great movie, right, dude? The score in Schindler's List, dude, one of the best.
No, and Last Crusade, like back to back, dude. Those are two of the greatest scores of all time, no joke. And despite the fact it's great and it's actually a very powerful movie, looking back, it's clearly made in a frantic attempt to cover up his secret love of the Austrian painter that we know from the 1930s and 40s.
Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny just came out, and this kind of reminded me, and Gator, I think you're on the same page here. We're watching the old indie movies, and I think based off of an Austrian painter's depiction within Indiana Jones 3, we really thought Spielberg might be actually in love with this guy. And we have other evidence to prove that. Not only is this just maybe like a little harebrained theory here, but I think we have some solid evidence to prove that Spielberg actually loves old Uncle A for some reason. And we'll get into it here in a second, but be sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you want to see more great theories like this here on Fanarchy. But Gator, why don't you run down what the reasons why we think Steven Spielberg loves him?
Well, we did a recent little segment on this on a stream we had as well. But yeah, just to reiterate that, anybody who's seen Last Crusade knows that this depiction of our man here, our man that we don't love him, but we love to see him in Last Crusade.
One of the best.
Not in any way. Oh, dude, it's great. He actually makes him look like a villain that we respect, in a way like intimidation factor. We know this guy in real life was like a manlet, right? And he was screaming all the time. His temperament was terrible, whatever. We've seen him give speeches on old video. But this guy is like 6 foot tall. From this angle, he looks like he's looking down slightly at Indy, who's already a man of stature that we respect. He's also down and dirty with the people. And when he comes face to face with this clearly suspicious dude, he doesn't even give him the time of day. Like, there's no threat. Go ahead. What?
But also, Indy in this scene is like surrounded by children. So, the Austrian painter, the dictator here, who we're trying to say his name for YouTube purposes. Just for the algorithm. So that's the reason why we're not saying it. But, Indy comes up to him face to face. And, the Austrian painter must be thinking, what the hell is this grown man doing with all these kids trying to hand me books? This guy might be a little
suspicious. Well, especially because Indy looks at him and he's like, oh shit. Like the look on his face is like, But yeah, see, but again, he's a man of business and he doesn't give a shit about the plights of the common man, which helps make him a villain in a way. He's with the people. He's making an appearance to make himself look that way, but it's bullshit because he sees this clearly suspicious behavior on Indy's part. And instead, he just takes his book, which is probably filled with pornographic images, signs it, gives it right back to him, makes Indy and his family basically rich. Imagine selling this thing down the road. The Secrets of the Holy Grail plus the autograph of Uncle A himself. I don't know. Pretty legendary.
Well, there's some other evidence we think too with why Steven Spielberg, why this is the case with him, because right after this movie, I guarantee you somebody behind the scenes is like, hey, Steven, we love Last Crusade, but there's a scene.
Everybody's been talking about it, and not in a good way.
Now people are trying to question numbers there in Eastern Europe. How about you quiet down those conversations by making another movie? So then, of course, now you make Schindler's List, which is a great movie, right, dude? The score in Schindler's List, dude, one of the best.
No, and Last Crusade, like back to back, dude. Those are two of the greatest scores of all time, no joke. And despite the fact it's great and it's actually a very powerful movie, looking back, it's clearly made in a frantic attempt to cover up his secret love of the Austrian painter that we know from the 1930s and 40s.
And then also we get in, if you haven't seen, spoiler alert for Indiana Jones 5, don't go see it if you haven't already, but
don't bother.
Yeah, there's a clear, it feels like Steven, maybe this is his only notes about the movie. James Mangold brings him in the office like, Steven, I can't wait to work on Indy 5. He's like, hey, yeah. You got to do this one thing for me. Make sure Indy constantly demeans and puts down the Austrian painter I once depicted as a Giga Chad in front of him. Make sure he like really just kind of disrespects, calls him the Pied Piper of
Pied Piper, calls him like this little guy, like a little gnome elf person, really demeaning. And not to say that you shouldn't demean this dude or whatever when thinking about it, but it's just such a contrast. Indy has met this guy. He knows that's not how it is. And in these movies, he makes a comment, I shouldn't even say the name of the party. He says, I hate these guys, right? Like they're a recurring villain in his life. They get in the way of his archaeological finds, but he never had this like just vitriol, anger against like their values, not to say that he shouldn't or whatever. I shouldn't even have to preface this. But anyway, throughout all of Indiana Jones 5, everybody's constantly just shitting on these dudes in every way possible. There's even a point where Indy makes an anti-German comment. like just shits
Yeah.
on German people, not even the party. So it's like, I think you're going a little hard. So do you think that Spielberg, when he met with James Mangold, you think that he said, like, I need you to continue in this effort to, retract my, or like hide my love of him? Or do you think in
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg's old age, you think he's like, dude, fuck it, make these guys the coolest villains there's ever been, make them look awesome? And then Mangold saw that and was like, I don't know,
Yeah,
I
he's
think I
like,
better go the other way.
yeah. I mean, maybe he had like a fever dream, Steven Spielberg, and gave him like weird notes where it's like, make Indy shit on him, but at the same time, cast the biggest Giga Chad ever, 7'3" henchman, because he's such a
Right.
perfect man for it. And
Oh, dude.
cast Mads Mikkelsen, he's one of the greatest actors working right now, but then also make him pathetic, make him want to go back and actually kill the Austrian painter.
Oh, dude, yeah, we don't respect him at all. We hate him. He's nothing. We hate him.
But make him put it back on the uniform.
Yeah, right. Make him wear a skin suit so it's basically like he didn't die at all.
All right, well, let us know what you think about this theory, whether or not Steven Spielberg actually loves old Uncle A or not. Comment down below your thoughts. Smash that like button, I'm sure Indy wanted to get smashed by the Austrian painter in this.
It's so hard to think of names for this guy, right? Like, I don't know how many times
I'm trying to think of
what should I say, and it's got to be new. But yeah, okay, Uncle A.
Uncle A. But comment down below, smash that like button, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this.